Oh, I think things were so good that they were like, we can get really weird with our entertainment.
So weird.
And I think now it's flipped. I think now it's like
don't get too weird, bro.
Real life is too dark.
Right. Life was kind of good. In the darkness, it was still kind of good.
Yeah, we have to make fun things because if we make dark stuff like we did in the 90s, people are going to start offing themselves in droves.
Yes. Yes. Just
if The Land Before Time came out today,
you can't make an animation movie that's sad.
Dude, kids would be jumping off of buildings. It'd be over.
They'd be calling each other. All right.
You know how dark it is?
Let's make a pact. Let's go.
Dude, all dogs go to heaven.
Bruh.
Episode 87, my guy. Let's go ahead and let's kick things off. A bottle of
do the honor?
Yeah. Milam and Greene rye whiskey. This is finished in port wine casks.
Nice.
Ta-da! Now, I am a big fan of this distiller, as are most of those on the show. And this pulled this off the wall. We're going to go ahead and dive into it. Courtney slacked and failed to provide a bottle.
Yeah. So, and it was storming pretty bad. Don't let him make me out to be a bad guy.
It's pretty sunny outside, but I don't know. Just don't like the water, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Oh, no. Black people, water. Josh, add it to the list.
I can't say anything.
Right in, dude. Right in.
Don't fuck with rain.
Moderate cork pop. Not
that was a nice pop.
Not a real cork top, but it's fun.
Yes. I mean, yes.
You know what I mean?
They got like 5,000 of these on Amazon.
Okay, cool. There we go. Right in.
I like the color.
Right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, it is finished in port wine
pour, dude.
casks. So it's going to be on this probably a little bit on the sweeter side.
It's America, man.
America.
God bless.
I think it's going to be very flavorful. I actually had bought this during like the Thanksgiving time frame. I thought this would be like a really nice holiday bottle. And it made it to July. So here we are drinking one of the heavier
it's time to pull out the good stuff.
Whiskeys. I'm sure it's like I said.
Funny you say that because the palette, the description on the website is just rich.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's a
rich.
You know what?
And
where
velvety.
did they do it, dude? Oh yeah, it's definitely an appropriate bottle. For the holidays. It's a very Thanksgiving
Milam and Greene
bottle.
Rye
it's very
whiskey.
nice. The flavors are great. They do an excellent job.
This is great.
I stand by it. But it's very rich. It's very full. And it feels like a brisk fall night, fireside.
Like at a rally?
Crackling embers. How many rallies are you at have fires?
This is
not many. I would hope I would never be at a rally.
What rallies are we talking about?
I mean, the question, I guess, is how much fire happens there.
If they're pouring Milam and Greene, I might go.
I don't know. I mean, we can talk about it.
Well, we'll circle back to the whiskey.
This commemorates very critical times in the country.
Yeah.
All right.
We did not get canceled. We made it back.
We are all still alive.
I don't know that we'd ever know if we had been. For any of those that listened to our previous episode and made it through the Conspiracy Corner chapter, which was pretty heavy, it's pretty deep. We talked about some things that, for whatever reason, became
true. Well, not true.
Super relevant.
Super. Relevance.
I think the world knows that the Don,
by the time,
40, took a shot at the boy.
45 was
shot.
Many men
straight up
death upon me.
And got the ear pretty good, so it seems.
Yeah. Pierced that boy.
Pierced it right off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know words, man. I got words.
It's hard to joke about it.
It is.
It's a little soon, probably to dive in. But go ahead. Why don't you kick us off?
I don't think it's. I think it's right on the nose, or the ear.
There it is.
Josh, come on. No, man. Listen. This is a feel good comedy podcast, and we look at everything through the guise of just guys sitting around drinking, having fun. And I don't think that harm coming to people is funny. He survived, and that is great. And I wish him the best, speedy recovery. With that now said and out of the way, holy shit.
And for the record,
what?
Not everyone survived.
Right. That too. God bless the dead, And
I don't even know what the latest is with the critically injured. I watched the news pretty heavily for about 48 hours. And at a certain point, I was getting very little new information. So I had to turn it off.
Yeah,
so I've not heard the latest on those that were injured. Maybe Joshy Boy can pull that up and let me know. But I think one person died and 2 people, as I understand it, were taken into critical or were in critical condition last I heard. Aside from Trump.
So what's weird is because this is kind of like a government thing that happened over the weekend, a lot of the information wasn't really available to a lot of people until like Monday, when, a lot of government workers, this has to deal with like Secret Service and the whole nine, like briefings and things finally come out. They're talking to the press on Monday. They have the initial person like, hey, this is what happened, blah, blah.
100%.
But the detailed reports and, things of that nature weren't coming out until, Monday. And, we didn't really find out much of what happened other than what we saw on CNN. Because a lot of us saw it live. I know I saw it live. It was crazy.
You were watching the rally
we had it
live.
I had it on. Isaiah was at the house. We were playing pool, about to play poker.
You guys were watching the Trump rally live?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
We were watching something else. And
I wasn't there yet.
Oh, you were there. You were one of the first people.
I was watching when the news was on. By the time I had got there, it had already happened.
I think we had something else on, and somebody said turn on the news.
Okay.
And we turned it on.
Okay. So you weren't just like watching the rally, and then all of a sudden,
I wasn't just.
You had your like 2024 hat on, and you were like, "This is a great speech," and then all of a sudden, what was that?
Gotta suit up.
Yeah. No,
you get my shoes.
I got notifications on my phone that was like Donald Trump shot at assassination attempt, and I was like, oh shit!
Yeah,
and then I turned the TV on. Yeah, I flipped it on.
And he was ducking. I was like,
dude.
My God,
he was ducking, bro. You got to get down. When those things start whipping by, you got to get down. I will say, remarkable coverage. This is, and to be fair, like it's been a while since there's been an attempt on a president's life. So we didn't have all the cameras and all the angles and all that. I mean, there's photos of the bullet flying through the air.
So I thought that was interesting.
Pretty wild.
Because I did see a report that the photo that captured that, it's not actually the bullet. It's the glass that got him, the acrylic. Because I didn't think he had like,
I don't think
stanchions. Like he had acrylic stanchions.
Cite your source, dude. I need you to cite your source. I've watched way too much of this. I don't think that was glass.
I can't find it right now.
I don't think there was any acrylic in front of him. Because I was listening to some people, they were talking about why there wasn't acrylic. So why there was not bulletproofs like dividers around him. That used to be a thing that they did for a time. They would put like bulletproof walls up, glass walls. But what they were saying is that they're very heavy and it is a considerable amount of work to install those. So for a lot of these type of events, they don't actually put those up.
Is my tin head over there?
I'm looking.
But Josh could look
for the remote.
I need it now.
I'm looking for the remote for
Josh
the
could look
television.
this
Can you
up.
give
He
me
can
the
find
assist?
out for us.
Thank you.
But I have heard multiple takes on the bullet photo. Somebody was like, it's not actually the bullet, that's the air like being bent by the bullet. And I don't think that's true at all. I think it's 100% the bullet just moving over the sensor. I
have my reservations about, I need the facts.
Let's take a look.
There it is.
Yeah, that's not glass, dude. I'm sorry. That's not glass. That's the bullet.
That's a chopstick.
The frame, the camera its frame rate is just
Shutter
not
speed,
Yeah,
yeah.
the shutter speed. It's not fast enough
to catch
It's
the-
fast enough to catch
Yeah.
that,
It's
but
not
that
fast
bullet's
enough to see the
traveling
bullet,
at an
Yeah.
immense rate.
Yeah, I think if it was the air, we would see it across
Longer.
the photo from the origin.
And if there was
Yeah.
glass, he'd have glass in his face.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, you would have seen an eruption of
Okay. Conflicting
Glass.
reports. Who are the?
Yeah, so the two injured victims
Right.
as of Monday, one of them was determined. It was communicated in stable condition.
Very good.
And then and speaking and participating, and then the second one did so was that way on Tuesday. So they're both in stable. One of them still indicates critical condition, but it depends on the news source you get it from.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're using the BBC.
Well, this one, this one.
They're gonna get their facts.
This one breaks each person down. And then there was also, I believe, an officer. Oh, the officer that tried to climb on the roof
to get the
suffered
guy.
an ankle injury when he fell from the roof.
Damn. Well, happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, very close call.
I wish everybody a speedy recovery.
Very
Thank you for
close
your
call.
service.
Yep.
And so the conspiracy theories abound.
Yep.
They're heavy right now.
Yeah,
We-
they really
I need some Courtney's conspiracy theory corner music when we start doing these,
We can add
Yeah,
it
we
in.
have
can
a
add it
little-
in
we
post.
have a little
There's a little button
pad.
there.
like unsolved mystery music.
I don't
Like,
know that there's anything.
I think it's turned down.
even on the pads. Conspiracy corner. Baby.
Just cut it. Courtney's conspiracy corner. Let's go.
Welcome.
Let's go.
Welcome to the conspiracy corner.
Conspiracy number one. You ready?
Tell me, dude.
Hit it.
As a we're from Maryland. I wouldn't say we are familiar with guns, but we are a 2A state, and you've probably either been hunting, gone to a gun range before.
Sure.
So I can say that the four people in this room could possibly be pretty familiar with what caliber a certain gun might be.
I know very little about guns.
I would agree with that statement.
I mean, I know what
very
I
little.
know what
I
a
have
gun
seen a gun
is.
before.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
okay.
Correct. I have fired a
Apparently-
Nerf gun.
The
Does
weapon.
that count?
Sure.
Excellent.
Apparently, the caliber of bullet that was used was from a AR style rifle.
Right.
I'm told AR-15
Yes.
specifically.
Yes.
Do you
It
know
had
how
a,
big an AR-15 bullet is?
It had I think they said it had a modified barrel on it, like a longer barrel on it for this type
AR-15
of-
bullet
I
is
guess
about
for long range, right?
about
Yeah, it's a little. It's a
big
substantial
boy.
bullet, sure.
right. Even even a 22
not size.
LR, right, which is the smallest one for AR, is still
Yeah.
a nice size. So for a bullet that,
So
at-
what are you
at
nervous
that-
about?
I don't know that a bullet at that size is just piercing you, right? Just
Well, I think I think it grazed his ear.
Yeah.
I don't think it.
I don't think the
pierced
intent was to
anything.
take a piece of his ear out.
Yeah, no. I think it like ripped by his head, and I think from the
we
general
go.
velocity and force of it,
yeah.
and probably a grazing of a certain extent, it clipped
Quarter
the side
inch.
of his ear.
Quarter-inch is hefty.
That's
Oh,
hefty.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, anything rocketing by your head at
that
that
speed.
speed, if
was
it just grazes
nickel.
the side of your head,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an exploding round.
Yeah.
I mean, a 50 cal could blast
Listen.
by your head in theory and clip your ear.
I never said. These are just.
I don't know, dude. This isn't.
you're like the Fox News host. I'm not saying
I'm not saying it.
This
I'm not
is-
saying that
I'm
Hillary
just-
Clinton is a monster from outer space, but
So it's, I don't
Maybe.
know. It feels like a very loose theory to me. What are you suggesting? That it wasn't an AR-15? That it was something smaller?
I don't know, Taylor. What did
I think
what are you
I think the only potentially legitimate conspiracy theory to be had here is that somebody was trying to create an environment where this type of incident could occur, meaning light security detail, not a lot of I don't know. Like
there was an invitation of sorts.
The B team of Secret Service, players.
Yes.
I don't know, but I mean, I just don't know how. I don't know what conspiracy theory you paint beyond that makes any sense. Like he was up on the building. Somebody.
That is a fact.
That is a person.
That is a person.
He does fire at the president. He does hit the president.
Former president.
Hits those in the crowd. They fire back. They kill him.
500 feet away.
Like, the conspiracy would be, hey, we should go up on the roof, Secret Service, and somebody being like, no, don't go up on the roof. We're fine.
How do we know that didn't happen?
It might have. That's what I'm saying. That's the only conspiracy theory that I think has any legitimacy to it. There's not going to be anybody that, like, some people were saying, like, oh, Trump was trying to, like, create drama for himself. There's no way. There's nobody that's going to be able to clip the side of his ear, especially a kid.
No.
So this video is where they see him initially and start yelling for the police.
None of this actually surprises me that much.
Right.
Like, they were talking about the time that it took from, like, this moment to when he actually fired the rounds. And it does seem like Secret Service or the police or whoever is on the other building probably saw him, which I think you see in the video.
Yeah.
They kind of connect that there's somebody over there doing something weird on the roof. You can see the two guys
Was he
talking.
trying to hide?
He's on the slope of the back of the building. So as he sits right now,
they start shooting at
they
him.
can't see him where he's at.
But we see him.
So what he's doing is he crawls up to the peak.
Cool outfit, guy.
That's
what you wear to
He's going to crawl up to the peak of the building.
Yeah.
When he gets to the peak of the building is when he then puts the rifle over. That's when he has the line of sight to Trump. And I think at that moment, the Secret Service guys that are on the other roof, they do see him. And you can, because, like, if you watch the other clip where where they fire back, you can tell they're, like, talking to each other and they're looking at something through the scope. Like, they know something's up. And my guess is that it was like is that guy with us? Is that somebody we know? Like, is there somebody on that?
Yeah.
They were, like, trying to confirm.
I can't remember.
This was not one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Because there were supposed to be snipers on the roof, and then there weren't because of staffing issues that day.
Yeah. So all of that, I mean, the whole, like, all the drama around, we were telling them that there was somebody up there doing whatever and they didn't listen to us. Like, that all seems to have taken place in about 90 seconds, give or take. And I just don't know if anybody is going to be quicker to the draw in that situation, unless you just shoot on sight. Like, you just shoot, you're not going to ask questions, which I think probably has its own downsides, right? Because what if it was just some kid that was just being an idiot climbing up on the roof, whatever, drinking some beers, wanting to watch the rally from afar. He pops his head over, somebody clips him. That doesn't look good either, right? Like, you're going to definitely radio to somebody or try to get communication, like confirmation that person is not supposed to be there.
Because even in the they nixed the snipers. They still have to cover the perimeter. So it's like, I don't know. I was still some unanswered questions for me that I'll probably never get answers to. Yeah. Hypothetical, like if this is what you're trying to do, you just fire one shot and you're trying to get out of there.
I mean, he fired multiple shots.
He did fire multiple shots.
Well, yeah, because he hit multiple people.
Yeah, you can hear it in the video.
I think he fires.
That's what I
want to say he fires 3 rounds.
He just kept. He's just a bad shot.
I think the first 2 hit people in the audience.
Oh wow!
I think the third one clips him, and then I think you hear a series of responsive shots.
Was it muzzled? Is that why no one heard it?
No, they heard it.
No, you hear it in the videos.
I'm talking about his.
Yeah, they heard it.
No, they heard it.
I didn't want to.
It may also just be that you're not really paying attention to that. In the
500 feet away.
And
yeah.
And he's not a bad shot.
Oh no!
Let's not. No.
When his shots go off, you hear it. People hear it.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't aware if it was muzzled or...
No, people initially think that it's fireworks. Because, again, he fires 3 shots very quickly.
Yeah.
And the third shot hits Trump, and Trump's down. And by the time that happens, like it's maybe 5 seconds, start to finish. Everybody knows what's going on at that point. There's very little time to really react.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And the police that were up on the roof, or Secret Service, whoever it was, I mean, they returned fire almost right
instantly.
in synchronicity with him.
yeah.
Like the shots were almost
I mean, yeah,
1, 2,
those
3,
guys
4,
are
5,
trained
6.
to, when
Like, it
someone's
was-
hit, they are
Yeah.
immediately like, okay, and what is the line of fire? Like, how did the bullet hit him? What direction should we be looking in? Like, that's what they're trained to do. And, you know, kudos to them, you know, for regardless of your, your political stance or what party you in, like, this shit should not happen, man. Like, we don't joke about it in the sense that, this has got, no, it's just we reference things that have happened in the past and they may not have happened in a long time. And subsequently, this shit happened on Saturday. That is bananas.
Has this pushed you over the fence? Are you voting Trump now? Did you see 50 Cent's concert where he put up the
The picture?
yeah?
No, but I did see at the RNC, so 50 is endorsing Trump.
They were trying to get him at the RNC, is what I heard, but I don't know if it ultimately
Amber
happened.
Rose.
You haven't. She was there. She spoke.
She spoke. Yeah.
You haven't seen the photo of 50 Cent with him on stage with the Trump thing on stage.
Josh,
I'm gonna need you to pull that up. 50 Cent on stage. He performed last night, I believe, or the night
Did he
before.
really do it?
Got a little bit of a delay here on the airplay.
Wi-Fi 4 over here.
That's right.
That one right there.
That second
The
one
second
down.
one?
The second one?
I think that's it.
Do we need sound?
Oh, 50. Like 50 getting kind of chunky.
I don't
What's
know where the
going on?
sound is.
It's okay.
Maybe there's no
The
sound.
TV probably doesn't have sound turned on. We all know. What's
Yeah,
happening.
I know it. Exactly.
We know the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
So that happened.
What, is that a man or a woman right there? Top,
Don't ask,
second
dude.
box.
Don't ask.
You talking about this?
That's
Oh,
Lindsey
Lindsay.
Graham,
You talking
dog.
about Lindsay?
Wow.
Lindsay's
Put me
not
on
sure.
blast.
You're not the only one that has asked that question. All right, so 50's out there. He's supporting. He's repping.
Okay,
Elon doubled down.
Elon
Yes, he
doubled
did.
it twice in 2 days.
He's fully in.
Yeah, man.
Fully in.
This propels Mr. 45. I predict a win. Just, this is what America is built off of, resilience, right? Like, you can't take us out. Like, that's our thing.
It's hard to see Biden coming up with a better.
On top of that, he's got like COVID now.
Story.
Right? Like, he's got COVID. I wish him the best, but
I mean, policies aside, really, I feel like Trump has got the energy right now.
yeah, he's got big heel energy right now. Big Roman Reigns energy where people are like, they love to hate him and they hate to love him. And something like this is just going to ignite a fire in his like followers, and it's also probably really going to change the tide in a lot of people who are unsure, right? You look at the debate, and if you were pro Joe,
The debate was tough.
right?
The debate
It's
was
tough now for you, right?
That was a tough look. The debate was a
Then,
tough look for
yeah.
Pro Joe.
A guy who's his peer gets shot, survives, and comes back, and it's like, hey man, this guy's like really like trying to like. So I can understand how the tide can change and how I can empathize with people like if I wasn't sure how this can propel you to go to another side. I don't know. Just Joe got to do something if he wants to like kind of compete with that.
It's very tough to
Yeah,
overcome the series of events that
Oh,
took
man.
place immediately following the shot.
Once
too.
he gets
like
over
that's tough.
COVID,
Like
he's got to like bungee jump or something like
if
that.
Trump would have hit the ground and like squealed and like rolled off the thing, like rolled off
People
the
would have
platform,
laughed and been like, I can't have that as my
like
president.
it could have gone
Yeah.
really bad for him.
Nah, he stood up.
But he stood up
And
like
said, "Fight
raised
on."
his fist,
Like, oh
and then
my-
all those photos that came
He
out
did
of
everything
him under the
he
flag.
did the
I don't know. I mean, You
crazy.
could line up 100 people and put them in that situation, and I don't know that the outcome would be as positive for anybody else.
You put
Like, I think if somebody shot me in the ear, I'd be like, I just don't know if I would have the instinct to like get up and do all of those things in that series of events.
what type of ego, let's be real, do you have to understand that you have been shot and you got to stand back up for your people?
Well, does he realize he got shot? He realizes he was bleeding.
I think
But does he realize he got shot?
I think he knew that people were being shot. I think he assumed that he was hit. I mean, based upon, if you actually look at the video and you look to the right behind him, there is a lot of chaos going on back there. And it's very clear that people were scrambling.
Yeah, to get out the way.
I mean, there were people who had been shot, clearly. And so I find it hard to believe that in that moment or shortly thereafter, you wouldn't have connected the two things.
Sure.
Because there were people that were screaming about it pretty instantly that had happened. I think you would go to that. I think you would assume that, especially if you like felt the blood kind of starting to come down your face and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, and if the Secret Service is rushing in and they're like, Mr. President, get down, you've been shot. You tell me that. It's just my ear.
They're not going to tell him he got shot. They're
not?
No. Their job is to get him down, get him out, get everybody moved out the way.
Did you see the
They're
video
not
of them
telling him
throwing his
anything.
shoes? Oh, that was odd.
Yeah, he got shot out of his shoes, right?
No, like,
They tackled him out of his shoes.
they tackled him. His shoes came
Poor
off,
guy, man.
and then one of the Secret Service ladies, she grabs his shoes and just throws them off the platform, like just randomly. I mean,
they
I'm sure there was a logic behind it. I'm sure she had a reason.
Sure.
But there's a clip of it, video of it. It's just very funny.
I guess
because all these people are like
you gotta
piling on top of
clear
Trump
your-
to make sure he's not getting hit. And this girl just she goes over to the shoes.
Clears it.
Could be an active shooter still in the crowd. Goes over to the shoes, grabs them, and then just like lofts them off the stage.
I can imagine she's trying to clear
Clear the stage, perhaps.
like
could be.
We don't need any obtuse objects on the stage. That's where
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And then and then he stands up and he's like, I want my shoes back.
What a guy.
I don't know why I can't do full screen.
Some things are.
He wouldn't go. That's what's more funny. Why does Secret Service have to wear these lame
this clip?
outfits, man? They look
What is this? What is this video streamer?
The stream is the issue. The up and back to the Apple TV is the problem.
Perfect. Classic.
Because if I move my mouse, like I'm sometimes delayed.
Well, you'll notice that I did ask you about
Oh,
wireless
indeed you did.
systems. You
Yes,
never responded.
Amazon Prime Day.
Come on, shoes. Let's go shoes.
I'm a
It
witness.
may have already
Did it
happened.
already
I think it
happen?
already happened. I think it's that girl that's at the bottom of the stairs already.
Oh yeah, look at the shoes. They're on
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
Probably clear
It
the
was
path,
just a
clear
funny.
walking path.
It was just a funny series.
But
of
they also
events.
didn't move him nearly as quickly as they should have.
Nah.
I think it became very clear though
that he was injured.
no, I think it became clear that they had. There it is, right there. She's like, "Get out of
Yeah.
here, shoes."
Oh,
And
she was
what's-
trying to clear it. Yeah.
And so this article is asking what was in the shoe. Because
Nothing.
something comes out of the shoe. It looks like a baggie. If this clip is
Well,
gonna
that was his
help me
cocaine.
out here. Right there.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's just the
an
insole.
Great.
That's just the insole.
Great.
Yeah, it looked like an insole.
Yeah. What type
With
of
a-
shoe do you have this loose insole?
It's probably like an orthotic or a lift or something like that.
Oh, get this guy some.
he does wear
old.
lifts.
Some
Yeah,
Nikes.
he's old.
He's got lifts. He's got bad arches.
Who
So he
doesn't?
wants to look taller.
You got bad arches?
He's almost 80 years old, dude.
And he's got bone spurs.
If he's got good
Really?
arches,
That was his excuse to
we
get
got
out of
other
Vietnam.
problem.
Anyway.
All right. My God, dude.
And
Man, listen, if you
much
were
time dedicated.
affected by the events of this weekend, we send our deepest sympathies,
Sure.
and you know, shit happens.
And to put a bow on it, I do think that the conspiracy theories will continue to grow. I think a lot of them, I think they will stem from the little information that we will get moving forward.
yes.
I think that it is going to, I don't think that they're going to talk in a couple of days. I don't think you'll ever hear about this kid, his motive, his parents, his family. I think that's all going to get
Wiped off the internet.
wiped away. I think those parents are going to get moved. They're going to go into hiding. If there was something conspiratorial, it's in that group. And I think that already there's been little to no evidence, like little to no information. Like
Yeah,
nobody
that's
really,
right.
nobody
That's
really
right.
seems to know the kid. There's like 1 or 2 social media videos of him. Like it's very odd. It's all very odd.
And the classmates they interviewed all said something completely different.
About him. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like that's where the weirdness lies is in the kid and in his family and in like that whole bit.
Strange.
And they've already been very hush hush about it. Like I think by now you would have something, and we just don't have anything.
Well.
But neither here nor there. All right, moving on. Let's see. I went to Longlegs.
What?
Yeah, the movie, spooky movie, scary movie. Do you watch trailers for things?
I
Still?
do. I never
No?
seen this one.
Longlegs, Nicolas Cage.
Nick's got a new movie that I don't know about. You know I love
This is
Nick.
the first time I'm hearing about it too.
You know I love Nick.
Okay. Well, it's
I love that egomaniac.
it's a. I mean,
amazing.
it has gone quite viral. I'm surprised you haven't seen any of the marketing for it.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It is a independent horror film.
With Nicolas
and
Cage.
Nicolas Cage is the serial killer,
Wow.
and it's gotten pretty good reviews. I think it is upper 80s, lower 90s right now on Rotten Tomatoes. But when it first premiered at 100 and stayed there for a few weeks, and
It's in
but
theaters?
it came out July 12th. Yeah,
You went to see it?
Yeah, went and saw it opening night, and I'll tell you what,
You in the Bay or
it
just
was
just you?
pretty packed. Me and Emily, we went
Has
pretty
Nick-
packed.
Okay,
dude.
all right.
86 on Rotten Tomatoes right
There
now.
we go.
Has Nick moved into more of the niche?
I don't
Like
know.
right, like we think Tom Cruise. We talked about it last week. Will Smith. They're still like the big box office guys. Has Nick said, you know what? I'm dialing in.
No, I think it's the Matthew. You know, like Matthew McConaughey had like the reconnaissance or whatever it was called. Is that what it's called?
I don't know, but I love that.
That's good.
I think that's what they,
You made that up right on the
No,
spot.
I swear to God, I didn't.
That is
He had that, and it kicked off.
reconnaissance?
Yeah, I think that's what they called it. It was his like Renaissance or whatever. It kicked off with True Detective, and then he had a bunch of roles right after that.
Wolf
were
of Wall
like,
Street. Was that
big.
around there?
Yeah. He remember he did all those.
Interstellar. He was cooking. Yeah,
He did a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of like he came up doing like a bunch of like dumb like
you are correct.
reconnaissance.
There's an article in the New Yorker called the reconnaissance.
there you go. He did a bunch of like
wish you
goofy
made that up.
like
God.
like a bunch of like goofy like romance movies and like he just kind of
Yeah,
never
he was cooking.
You know what I mean? He had this
Yeah.
weird career of just kind of like not the best stuff, and then all of a sudden one day he just turned around and was like the biggest thing in Hollywood, and then you'll notice that he just disappeared.
He did.
Like he did this run of, I mean, Christopher Nolan,
Yep.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Like he did all these like huge projects, True Detective, like massive.
cooking
Yeah.
with
and
gas.
then just
Yeah.
uh,
And then just
dipped out.
disappeared.
So I think Nicolas Cage is going to do something similar. I think that's what he's kind of lining up to do.
What do they call it?
Because he kind of got dragged for a long time. You know what I mean?
Cage
They
Age.
did, yeah.
He got dragged.
Cage Age.
Well, he was in Superman.
Pretty good.
What'd you call it? Cage Gate?
The Cage Age.
Cage Age? Oh, that's a good one. Cage Age. He was kind of in The Flash.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I wish he had capitalized on that.
He was in, what was the other one? Renfield. He did that not too long ago. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a hugely successful thing, but
It was funny.
He'll do some, I think, more modest, but probably well-reviewed films. And then he'll probably have a couple of,
Duds.
couple of big boys that he goes out on top of, and then he just bails.
Did we ever get National Treasure 3?
No, you're not going to
Yeah.
get that, I don't think. You got the TV show, which flopped, didn't do very well.
Come on. Come on,
And
Nick.
I think he has talked about it many times.
get Nick
I
back
think
with
even
Disney, man.
recently he said that it's not happening. They tried, they really pushed for it, but it's just it's not going to happen.
You know, it's interesting, that we have these kind of I call them second gen stars who were like had a great first run and then they're still running
Yeah.
into the second and third leg of their careers. And what happens to a lot of them is they pull like a what's my guy that was in the second Guardians of the Galaxy? He was Ego.
I don't know, dude.
Real quick, he was the villain. who's 80s heartthrob. Anyway,
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, right? They get kind of stale, and then they get dropped into like a Marvel movie, right? And then they kind of
but that's
take off
just
again.
That's just I think that's all intentional because I think that's their way of like capturing some of the older audiences.
True. That's
Like
cool.
you do get a lot of these guys that kind of age out. Yeah. They just age out of a lot of roles, and you know what I mean? Or they have weird controversies or whatever, and they kind of disappear for a while.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's like, listen, in 5 to 10 years, like Mel Gibson will be in a Marvel movie.
Will he?
Yeah.
He'll
be in a Marvel movie, and then everybody's like,
bro.
a lot of dads are going to be like,
Lethal Weapon.
Mel's back. Mel's back. He's back. And they'll be there, dude. They'll be there. It's the same thing with Kurt Russell.
Hey, Mel's back.
They do. Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah. He's in the new Captain America.
They're not putting Harrison Ford in Captain America because 12-year-olds. They don't care.
The other guy died.
Sure, but still. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they had to replace him.
It's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
It's a marketing thing.
I mean, but he's in-house. He's never.
Like, why'd they put Denzel in Gladiator 2?
I don't know. It's
he's
great.
awesome.
It's so great. What?
Because he's awesome.
Because it's.
No, they put Denzel in there because they were like, we gotta make this.
Man, I got these grandmas soaking.
That's right.
They
were like, we gotta open this up.
Go to the movie.
We gotta open this up, dude.
Did you see Denzel in a commercial?
Denzel gets a whole other demographic, like totally worked up.
55 to like 80, worked up. Bro.
That's right. That's what I'm saying, though. Like they put it, that was all calculated.
Worked up.
Because they could have grabbed.
We got a whole demographic.
You know how many people they could have grabbed to do that role? So many.
And man, you could have got anybody. You could have got the guy from House of the Dragon. You could have got
1,000%. That was a 100% a play.
Denzel Light.
They knew what they were
doing.
Dude.
From Progressive, Denzel Light, or is he Allstate?
They knew what they were doing.
Allstate.
Allstate
dude.
Yeah. Dennis Haysbert.
How do you know his name?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Random, Denzel.
He's got the names, dude. I'm awful at names. Horrible at it, to be honest. Anyway, but yeah, back to Long Legs. Put a bow on that.
Was it good?
It's great. It's good. It's good. It's not probably a lot of the reviews and a lot of the trailers really, they kind of probably overhype it a little bit. They compare it to Silence of the Lambs and Seven and stuff like that. Oh. I don't know that it's quite in that category. I don't know if it's quite there. It's very good though. If you like creepy stuff, it's extremely creepy. The atmosphere is very dialed in. My complaints with it are more from a writing perspective, like a story perspective. It takes a little bit of a left turn at a certain point. And I don't really care for the deviation that they made. But it's extremely well made. And if you like being creeped out, it's excellent. Like Nicolas Cage does a pretty good job. A lot of prosthetics on him. So it's not.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I mean, it is Nick Cage, but it's, it's also.
Can we talk about prosthetics?
What do you want to talk about? You need one?
I don't know. I don't want to make fun of people with prosthetics. I'm not, but like.
We're talking about it in the form of the arts.
Sometimes I'm like.
I'm not talking functionally.
I'm like, that's kind of cool. But I'm talking about like makeup prosthetics.
What about it?
Colin Farrell, the Penguin.
Okay, so this is exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm indifferent. Here's the thing.
It's Matt Reeves. It's a show, though.
I know it's a show. I think they've been very slow with the Matt Reeves Bat universe thing.
I don't want it no more.
I'm kind of like, we did
that show 2 years ago. I was excited about it. I don't want it anymore.
They've really dragged their feet on it. I also think that like James Gunn is
trying to get rid of it.
He's trying to kill it, is my sense. I could be wrong about that. But
I hope he kills it, man.
I feel like he probably wants to kill it. And I'm a big James Gunn fan.
You're not a big fan?
No, I am. For the most part. I don't know that I'm going to care for his Batman.
I don't care for what I've been seeing of the Superman movie already.
Have you seen that? I have. And I'm not invested in Superman like I am Batman. So I don't really care what they do with Superman. Yeah. Like I don't know if I'm that. Superman is so...
Blonde hair,
he's kind of a god, right? Yeah. It's so like it's out there. It's just not my thing, really. It just always seemed kind of goofy to me, the whole Superman thing.
It kind of is. It has to be like Nolan made it kind of obscure, right?
He's
an alien.
He tried to bring it in a little bit.
You know, he did craft. He had two great dads, Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell, which again, back to the thing we were saying, look, we're gonna get these 50-year-old moms in here. But for that, personally, it's the best Superman movie ever because it was kind of dark. It was gritty. It was a different take on Superman.
Yes.
And now I think James Gunn is very much a traditionalist when it comes to comic to live adaptation. And I think he's really going the traditional route. And I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of backlash on the web about the suit and
I didn't.
He's got the panties on the outside.
The suit didn't bother me. Like none of that stuff. Like I don't know. I kind of
Superman in general is just goofy.
I think that's my point. I think he is a little goofy, and I do think it suits Gunn's style to an extent. Like I think he'll do a good job with Superman.
He's done a great directorial
Batman
job.
Feels like it's just too out of left field for me. Like Superman and Batman feel like just very different realities.
They are.
I know they share the same universe.
The yin and the yang of superheroes, and
it's I don't know. Like the Matt Reeves, Christopher Nolan, that space is where I really like Batman to live. That's what I enjoy the most. And I think Gunn is just going to go the opposite way with it.
Cook it
when he gets his chance. And I don't know. Anyway, if they had hurried up with the Matt Reeves stuff, I think I'd be more excited about it. The Penguin, we'll see. I don't know.
I'm not excited about it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm not excited.
It'll probably be good. It's not one of the more exciting villains, I don't think.
I don't think they ever really get him right. It's either he's a weird fish-eating guy or a mobster who just is weird and looks like a fat penguin.
I mean,
guy.
I think that this is probably closer, in my opinion,
what the traditional,
to what the Penguin, I don't know, maybe is. I guess, I don't know. Again, depending on whether you're really into the whole traditional thing or not. But the idea of him being like a little bit of a mobster, gangster kind of guy, like that makes sense to me.
Farrell said the series would further explore the character's strengths, awkwardness, and villainy, as well as the, quote, heartbroken man inside there.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like the humanizing of villains.
If that would
I love villains, and they are villains for a reason, but we cannot humanize that they do effed up stuff.
That's what makes them complex, though.
I don't know. They're villains for a reason because they
in our own way.
I am definitely the villain in some people's story, and I'm okay with that.
That's correct.
I'm definitely okay with that. But they're villains because they do effed up shit, and
sure,
let's not try to like clean it up and say it's because his father didn't love him. Like, there's tons of people out there whose fathers didn't love them, and they're fine. They're okay.
Or
they didn't turn to the streets to become a kingpin. Maybe they did, but like that's not the angle I think we need to hinge a character on to make a movie. Like,
yeah, I don't know. If they would have, here's the thing. On the Penguin, had they dropped it within the year after the Batman,
it should have came out right on the heels of it.
It should have, they should have had that all lined up a little better. Should have come out tighter timeline, and then the Batman sequel should have.
Batman was what, 2021?
Should have been
2. It's 2024.
Yeah,
we're just getting the show. I forgot the movie. I
think the movie's not until like 26.
So now we're getting the movie that's 4 years post the original, which I don't think is going to happen because James Gunn is going to cook it. So
yeah, I don't know.
I think this show is just because the contracts are
if
in
the
place.
timelines would have been tighter, I could have gotten into it. I think I would have been more interested, but because the gaps are so big,
I think the real indicator is, are people signed on for the Batman 2?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
If they're not, like, if there's no dry ink yet, it's not.
I think people have been signed on to it. I don't think that it might not be in production yet.
Yeah.
But they definitely have written, I bet you, a script. I bet you Pattinson and everybody is signed on to do it. But that doesn't mean that they have to do it.
I don't think
right?
it's gonna happen.
Like, they can certainly cancel it.
I think James Gunn is going to introduce another Batman into his new universe, and there's going to be like a Matt Reeves on a call and be like, dude, what the hell? And he's going to be like, oh man, it's like, this is like a multiverse thing. It's a different thing. And he's going to put so much money into his own Batman that it's going to overshadow that, and it'll never happen.
He'll probably put a Batman out before Matt Reeves does.
Exactly. Yeah.
But But yeah, they did the same thing with True Detective, or not True Detective, sorry, Mindhunter. They had all those guys signed on for more seasons, for additional seasons. They were all contracted for it, and then they just dumped the contracts because they decided not to do more seasons.
What a thing to work in Hollywood. You just give somebody a couple $1 million and say, you know what, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. They might. I mean, maybe they didn't get paid for it. I'm not sure, but who knows?
You don't got to come to work.
Well, let's see. What else? Godzilla vs. Kong.
I won't watch it.
I watched it, dude.
Get you riled up?
No. It's chaos, bro.
It looks like it.
It's full on chaos. There are times where I think that they're doing the Godzilla thing cool, like the TV show, the Apple TV show.
That was cool.
It had moments of cool. It was still
Minus
very,
one was really cool.
Yeah,
it was still
was
very
great.
nerdy and like not very like Apple-y, not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like a nerdy show.
A room full of scientists like talking about Kong and Godzilla and what they got to make them do.
Yeah, it's got that Apple TV show quality to it. It's not like nerdy is not the right thing for it, but it's like a bunch of guys that like have a lot of money but don't really know how to make TV shows. That's what every Apple TV show is. But that was like a kind of a cool take on the Godzilla thing, and then you watch this and it's
cartoony.
It's off the rails.
It's cartoony. It's
off the rails. There's no plot. It's just
chaos.
CGI chaos for
Now I wanna
2
see
hours,
it.
bro. It's streaming everywhere. You should just put
I
it
see
on.
it when I do that
It's
Apple TV
wild.
thing. It's just the worst.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Godzilla Minus One was great, but unaffiliated to that universe.
Speaking of Apple TV,
Carry
we
on.
saw a trailer or a release date rather for Severance.
Yeah, I saw
Season
that.
two.
Season 2.
That's another example of something that took too damn long.
It is
And I guess the writer's strike apparently threw that
Forgot about
off,
that.
but you know.
Yeah, writer's strike. I'm excited for
Still,
Severance too. I'm just not a fan of the Apple TV thing of like hinging on. Like, let's do a season, let's complete the season, not cliffhanger it, and then when we get back to season 2, let's expound on what happened. And if we want to kind of move with this, if we want to expound on it, let's do that. But let's cap it. Let's cap it. I don't need what happened to be like, and then the camera shuts off. And you're
I was very agitated. Did you watch Constellation? Did anybody watch
I
Constellation?
got through 90% of Constellation. I got very fed up with it and never
the
finished.
spaceships.
Yeah,
Game
the
of Thrones
space-
in the sky.
No.
Which one was
no.
that?
Constellation
What
is
is
where
Game of
she's
Thrones in this
she's on the space station and there's an accident and they all have
Yeah.
to abandon ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then when she gets back to Earth, things are kind of weird.
Are not right.
I was thinking of what's the futuristic is it
Oh, it might be Foundations.
Foundation?
With
That's what I was thinking
shoot,
about.
what's his name? Yeah. Anyway, that really agitated me. There was a lot of this back and forth, a lot of this like, what's reality? What's the timeline? You know,
Yes.
confusion.
Yes.
The last episode through kind of, you thought like, oh, it's about to be solved. Like we're about to kind of see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they cliffhangered it. And then a week later they canceled it.
Yeah.
Like don't do it if you don't know you're coming back.
Everybody, dude, everybody's building cliffhangers into all of their shows because they want so badly to continue making them. That's the goal. That's the hope. You have like limited series are like not a thing anymore.
You cliffhanger a show, don't come back. You're dead to me. Don't come back.
Like Shogun is a perfect example. Like it was a limited series, way too successful, so now they're making more of them. They had like no choice.
They did one. I don't. That's what I don't like. Right? Like, don't. Okay, if you want to make like a spinoff, I'm fine with that. But the core of that story, or you want to make an anthology series, I'm cool with that. But don't try to continue a story when the story is from a source material and you did it all. It's over. You did it. You did all of it. There's no more. And now you're going to just make up stuff. You're going to kind of convolute the story. And I think that compromises the integrity of the source material because it's like, where are we going with
But
this?
nobody cares about that.
They don't because people
Nobody
don't
that's
read.
paying for it cares about that. They just, if it's successful, they know how rare that is.
Yeah.
They want to make more.
It's
of
dollar
it.
signs.
Yeah.
True Detective, same way. Like True Detective was definitely just like a one-off thing, and
They were like,
you know that was such a hit for them. They were like, "Can we please do another?"
But I like the angle they went with it. They're like, all right, They anthologied it. They're like, let's just
Sure.
get two more. Let's get some more detectives. And
Sure.
tell a different
From
story.
you.
But you also get, it's tough though, because that protects to a certain degree the sanctity of the original series
Yeah.
or whatever did the best. But then you also know that whatever you make moving forward is always going to be forever compared to it and likely never appreciated. You know what I mean? It's like a double-edged sword. Like, it's cool, I guess, because you get to keep making stuff and you kind of preserve, like I said, the sanctity of the original thing that you made. But now you're just stuck making shows that are going to be constantly compared.
I don't know what that noise was, but it made me think you were about to pull out the projector screen, and I was in like fifth grade.
I had no idea what it was, and I looked down and I didn't see anything, and then I felt it, and it's that screen protector that was on that screen, that monitor that I took out.
Oh, from last week.
Somehow
Okay.
it, like, ended
Projector
up on the chair.
transparencies?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
does.
thought you were about to pull out the. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Major like core memory
Yep.
flashback right there. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
But yeah, don't cliffhanger any more shows.
Severance 2, baby.
Yeah.
January
January
25. It drops.
We're ways. I mean,
We're ways
not
up.
really all that far. I mean,
Plenty of time to
compared
rewatch season one.
Compared to the Batman 2, not that far off.
Yeah.
Or Stranger Things 5.
Yeah.
Where I don't even remember the
They
date.
just posted this past week a update video, like montage kind of thing, because they reached the halfway point in production. So
Oh, I did
production
see
of season 5 is spanning a full year. It's an entire year of production, which is insane, dude. It's insane.
it. To live like that for a year. Is
Yeah. So
bananas.
and they posted like an update video. It's like 2 minutes long. You get to see some of the set, all the characters, everybody's kind of talking and reintroducing themselves. Like, it's kind of cool. It's a behind the scenes kind
They're
of.
all grown up now. And
Yeah.
doing coke and stuff. That's
right.
Hollywood. It's good for them.
Yeah. You got to go out on a high note, dude. But yeah, so that'll be, I think, 25, somewhere in 25, maybe the summertime. I'm not sure. We'll see. There's still no announcements on that, but
Time is flying.
it's ripping by, dude. Ripping by.
I watched Matilda the musical.
Odd segue.
It's amazing.
You just put that on for your own personal enjoyment or kids?
Nah,
or-
somehow Clark found the original.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic. I forgot how effed up it was.
Well, anything from that time frame, really.
Oh, the 90s were.
It was a dark time.
They had no kind of like screen of like, we're not gonna, like, they just kind of did whatever and just was like, well, it's the 90s. It was the 90s back then. We didn't.
Oh, dude, 1,000%.
So,
I think things were so good that they were like, we can get really weird with our entertainment.
so weird.
And I think now it's flipped. I think now it's
Like,
like
don't get too weird, bro.
real life is too dark.
Right. Life was
We-
kind of good. In
We
the
have-
darkness, it was still kind of
yeah,
good.
we have to make fun things because if we make dark stuff like we did in the
People
90s,
might
dude,
turn a
people are going to start offing themselves in droves.
yes. Yes. Just
Like if you
walking
if the
right
Land
off.
Before Time came out today,
You can't make an animation movie that's sad.
dude, kids would be jumping off of buildings. It'd be over.
They'd be calling each other. All right.
You know how
let's-
dark it is?
Let's make a pact. Let's go.
Dude, all dogs go to heaven.
Bruh. And they go to heaven at the end? Like, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Come on, bro.
So dark, dude.
They literally like, all right, well, our job's done.
So dark.
So they're really dead. I thought they were going to get to
cannot-
come back.
No.
No,
We cannot
they
have
stay
that.
dead.
We
And they got
cannot
a
have
sequel.
that today.
And then they had a sequel where they came back as angels again.
Yeah.
And still went back to heaven. They don't get to come back.
God bless.
We can't have that in this generation.
One thing the 90s taught about me is that there are truth in the consequences. That's it. It's over. It's Mufasa
All dogs go to heaven, baby.
cooked. Can't
He
do that
did
again.
get cooked.
Trample.
Also dark. Like
Trample.
dark scene. Disney had
Bro.
they had their whole dark phase.
Definitely a dark phase for Disney. Bambi, they started out with Bambi. Cooked.
Fox and the Hound.
Phew. Oh my God. Damn. Brother Bear. Oh, he's a bear the entire movie now. He doesn't get to come back.
Bro.
Yo, dark. The 90s, man. Dark. Had some high points though. Three Ninjas. Richie Rich. Home Alone.
All of those, to be fair, though.
Emperor's New Groove, great Disney film.
That one was good.
Oh,
that was
such
good.
a
Yeah.
it really got overshadowed by the Road to El Dorado or whatever that was.
Oh, yeah.
They beat him out.
That's
I
true.
think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But
That's
Pixar
true.
and Disney's feud of let's make identical movies and see which one does better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even the movies that you listed, pretty dark in their own way.
Still
dude.
very dark.
Home Alone, abandoned child, fending for himself as intruders try to seemingly kill him.
Kill him.
Yep.
Little horrifying.
Not do something to him. Kill him. They wanted to.
Off him.
I mean, the furnace was
Pretty
trying to
awful.
kill him also.
True.
You know?
Very terrifying. Three Ninjas, very similar.
Mighty Ducks.
A tycoon trying to come over and take over the town.
Yeah.
And 3 kids decide they're going to stop
Blind
him?
check.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pedophilia.
It was. Sheesh. He wanted that kid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was cool. He was like, I got all this money. And now this older woman is moving in on me.
That was crazy.
Yeah. He was a child.
That was
He got a bunch of money, and an old woman seduced him.
Come spend his check.
Dark. That's all I'm saying.
If I had a studio, I'd remake these movies.
Dark.
Full on attention to what they were.
It was a hilarious concept, though, of like getting hit on the bike and then just getting that blank check and just blowing it on dumb shit.
He basically made that movie twice because he had Blank Check and then he had Richie Rich, which were basically kind of the same movie.
Yeah, Richie Rich, man. That's also another one, man. It's been
He got
minute
shot.
since I've seen that.
He got shot in the movie. Macaulay Culkin was putting out hitters.
He was.
He was like,
was.
he was putting out bangers.
But he had to do some weird stuff
Poor guy.
to do it.
The 90s were so.
Yeah, dude.
The 90s were so weird, bro. So uncomfortably weird.
There were some great movies, though, during the 90s. He really got, like,
Terminator 2.
that was like the era of amazing movies. Was the
Original
90s.
Jurassic Park.
Truly.
That's some bangers, man.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Fargo. Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah.
is-
Yeah. Oh, man. Bangers.
I mean, the list goes on. Dude.
The 90s were, like, for me, the golden era of movies. And I feel like once they figured out, like, computers and we got to the 2000s and they were like, CGI, bro. It was just such a downward spiral for movies. And, you know, all of a sudden everything was Spy Kids. Don't get me wrong. Spy Kids is fire. But everything kind of had that same kind of weird CGI that didn't make any
It's
sense.
how I feel about Apple TV shows.
And then it's like those guys got Max and we're like, all right, we're gonna go work at Apple TV now because no one else will hire us. And that's what happened.
Yeah. If I never knew anything about a show and you just played me a scene from it, I could tell you if it was Apple TV or not.
That'd be
There's just a quality to their shows.
they try to
it's
make it
very new
real
money.
complicated,
It's,
right?
it's a very new studio.
There's just something about it, dude. It's just goofy in a weird, unique way.
They don't have heritage.
Take this drug and you're gonna fall asleep.
Your uncle's calling.
And he's okay. It's Uncle Don, yeah.
We sure?
I left the kids bag. My wife was pretty upset about it.
Damn.
It's be all right.
Week in and week out, two of you guys.
Every week.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna leave you soon.
She might. She might not.
We're gonna have to have her on. we'll have to have her on the pod sometime. Call her.
She
up.
won't come on. We can call her in though.
Call her in. I need to get some inside information on you.
On me?
Yeah.
I think you know everything there is to know about me.
Yeah, but you know, it's always good to get the other side.
Is it though?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes I think it kind of spoils the mystique. Kind of
mystique.
ruins it.
Some say. Maybe. I don't know.
Something a villain would say, right? House of the Dragon?
Back to slow, sad women.
They were so sad and slow this week, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you did kill off, I think, a
lot
fan.
of people,
you killed off
yeah.
a fan favorite. You killed off a fan favorite, and that always puts people in a weird funk for a few episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Because you really want you want an equivalent response to your emotion in the show somewhere.
Sometimes, yeah.
And you generally
want to grieve, and you want the show to help you grieve for your character. Yeah,
correct. And the show generally doesn't really do that.
Nah, they just like, they dead.
Because it went,
next.
And it went, again.
That's what I like. I don't need to grieve.
It went back to a slow show. What's his face is in that goddamn castle with the witch doing whatever. I don't know.
Getting high off bat shit.
I don't know what's going on there. We're spending way too much time.
I don't know what it is about Damon's character, but he finds something every episode to do to irritate me. I do.
He got mad at the guy for waking him up.
He needs
what
to
would you want at this godly hour? What hour is it? Hour of the wolf. Well, I guess I'll get up. Like, yeah, bro, you're the king, bro, of this little.
Is this Matt Smith?
Which one?
Yes.
Yes.
Also,
yeah.
If you're put yourself in his shoes. You're in that weird. If you're in this, you're in this situation.
Get out of this castle,
but
bro.
you're in this odd castle.
This castle's odd,
and there's nothing but a witch cruising around
all the time. Every time you turn around, she's like right there,
giving you nothing but
drugs,
bad omens, telling me you're gonna die soon. Dude, I'll be like, all right, we're out.
She's like, let me see your hand. Like,
we're out of this castle, dude. This is great. Thanks for the dinner. I'm out.
I'm going back home to my niece wife.
That castle sucks, dude. It's not. There's no one there. It's torched.
It's raining awful all the time. There's bat shit everywhere,
and nobody wants it. Nobody wants
everybody there. When he showed up and was like, "I'm taking over," they're like, "Great, have a seat."
I said this on prior episodes, but like, there's battles and stuff happening other places, and he's just held up in this piece of shit castle doing nothing
because he wants to be king so bad.
He realizes that he can't.
But everybody's just letting him do it. Why is Rhaenyra not like?
Because they're scared of him. They know he's one of those guys.
But why isn't she dialing stuff in? Again, I don't. Her character.
He groomed her, and she's kind of manipulated by him, which is why she's also kind of threatened by him because she doesn't want to
letting these things happen.
Her character is forever odd to me. It remains odd to me. I'm not convinced that she's actually good at
being queen,
at like tactical warfare.
Not at all.
She seems very unsure of what to do.
Your people are getting clipped and your husband left, and you're like letting your son say, "Well, let's read the books."
At this stage in the game. At this stage in the game, we're going. Should maybe find some more dragon riders. We've got more dragons, dude. Day one. If we had more dragons at any point in time, I'd be like, we got to get some people to ride these.
Hey, yo, Taylor, I don't know
what
your...
That's the problem with books, man. That's the problem with books.
That's
the problem with following books.
I don't know.
Episode 1, we could have got there.
What your dragon riding skills are, but like, look, I got a job.
We got extra dragons.
And look, I'll put you up in the castle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a pretty sweet gig.
You're the illegitimate bastard of this guy.
Like, at this stage in the game, we've lost good...
They lost a big gun
last
guns
episode. And
Rhaenys was a big
talented tacticians of warfare. We've lost all these people, and now we're just gonna start finding people that can ride dragons now.
How do we even know they can ride?
Insane, dude. Insane.
You're listening to this 15-year-old.
Where do they practice? Do they practice? Clearly, no.
It's a thing where the dragon has to like
imprint
there's a bond,
right?
Yeah, right.
And if the dragon doesn't, it's just going to smoke you right
but
there.
Still, we should have been doing this
from the beginning.
Ago.
That's the problem with following books loosely.
I'm slowly understanding.
I just don't get it.
The dynamic or the paradigm of the inbreeding, right? I don't agree with it. I think it's disgusting. But for them, we have to keep the bloodline pure because of the dragons, right?
Even though it's not true.
It's not.
And that was proven at the end of this episode.
In their brains, it's listen.
Because the history tells us.
And then we got a whole person, a whole character.
How is it not true?
So
I thought at the end of the episode they were like, we have to find others from the bloodline.
But the bloodline's not pure.
But the others that they're finding aren't pure blooded.
Sure.
It's tainted.
Yeah, correct.
And
Jason,
are we doing spoilers?
It still has to have.
I don't care about these.
Okay.
But does it not have to have some Valyrian blood?
Yes, but that's the thing. It's Valyrian
doesn't have to
blood.
be pure. It just has to be some.
And that's what
which is what Jon Snow was.
Yeah, that's what Jace was saying.
Right?
He's like, hey,
he's a whole bastard out here.
Got
a big dragon.
Exactly. The history books tell us that it has to be pure Valyrian blood because they want to keep the name high. But
Yeah.
clearly, he's taking a self-examination of himself, and like clearly it doesn't have to be.
Sure.
Look at me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I can do it, anyone can.
In the books, the the guy with the sick daughter who they keep showing,
They're gonna find him.
he's a dragon rider.
Yeah, eventually. I kind of put that
What's his
together. when he
name's
showed up.
long lost son, or the son that he won't acknowledge? The black dude.
Yeah,
that bald guy.
Yeah,
He's a dragon. The one with the dragon. He's a dragon rider.
I kind of put all that together.
They're putting it all
They're
together.
gonna start
like piece by
wrangling up all
piece.
these bastards and saying,
100%.
"Look, put them in bastard dragon riding camp, an internment camp,
Get him worked up.
give them
And
some
give him these two
wine,
big
throw them on a
dragons.
dragon.
Yeah.
They're gonna die, bro."
Dude, I stand by it though. If you'd have just sent a few dragons out, you could have cooked the big one.
And
She says that though. She's like,
and
"We can send." No, Jay says that. He's like, "Look, we can send 2."
It's too late though. If you would have had the 2 bigger dragons, right, head out, they could have cooked the biggest dragon. I'm forgetting everybody's names, but you know what I'm
Pickle
saying.
Rick would have been out of here, bro.
But
He's cooked.
Bro,
they were
his-
taking the armor
his-
off of him, and it
bro,
was
his
melted
face-
to his skin. Sheesh.
What is his name? Aemon?
Aemon.
That's the one I'm calling him.
Aegon.
Aegon.
He's
Aemon. No, I'm not talking about the
Aemon
one in
with the
coma.
eye.
Yeah. Pickle Rick. Bro, his jalapeno shaped face irritates me.
That is a chin, bro.
Bro.
That's a chin.
yeah, but it's iconic.
That is a classic.
He's got that iconic.
He looks
look,
like a
though.
jalapeno, bro.
Yeah, but
That
it's
is
it's an
like-
iconic villain though.
like Crimson Chin
Yeah.
from the Tick.
He
That's
looks
a
wild,
chin.
bro. Wild.
I thought it was
But
a
you gotta have
prosthetic,
it.
but
You
then I
gotta
seen
have
him out of the they were doing like a behind the scene. I'm like, yo, that's really your
Same
face.
guy.
He's a handsome guy. But that is a
That's
strong
bro.
chin. Bro.
And it doesn't help that he has like long hair.
Just took a turn.
Like it just looks
Strong chin.
bro.
All right. Strong chin. Well, that's enough. That
87.
brings us to the end of the episode, 87. Very good.
Great choice, man.
Very good whiskey. As always, top-notch stuff. Milam and Greene. Cheers.
87.
Until next time.